I've been in business for 40 years. I tell my friends, that I call them, I'm a peddler. I'm a salesperson. I'm a marketing guy. I've been doing it since I was 10 years old, actually. But I've been in business for 40 years. I've never seen a program like this where we can literally give businesses free money, zero out-of-pocket costs on their part. And this is annual money. This is every single year, and they already qualify for it.
Welcome back to the High Ticket Systems Podcast. Everyone, please welcome the one and only Mr. Rob Herget. Rob, how you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for having me on here.
Absolutely. Now, you definitely own a marketing agency, but I do want to let the crowd know, let the audience know that you also help business owners in many, many different ways besides just marketing. There's one thing particular that you do that we have to discuss on today's show. So everyone, stay tuned for this. Now, for the marketing side, what do you sell? What's your offer? And who do you typically sell to?
We work with typically small to medium sized companies for the most part. We've got one program we actually work with some very large, even Fortune 100, Fortune 500 companies, but we're doing some really unique things in marketing. First off, we do a lot with AI, but we sort of have a kind of a vision of where marketing's going, where we can drive significant traffic to that business, and then we capture all of that traffic through a program we call Booster Leads, where we put a pixel on their site, grab all of the data on everybody comes to their website, whether they fill out a form or call them or do absolutely nothing at all. That is integrated with our CRM system that we've developed. So all of that data directly goes in there, and we're now engaging with them. We have AI bots on the websites that are engaging. We have AI phone agents that are answering phones, calling outbound, and basically turning a cold customer into a loyal customer, all automated, basically handling probably 95% of what a business does every single day. And it's just, to me, it's the way that marketing is headed. So we're doing some really interesting things. We've got a program called Searchbox Exclusive, where we're able to basically get your business in the autocomplete box. And it's kind of like a Google ad at about 90% of the cost. So if you're a personal injury attorney paying $300 for a click, we're actually giving you tons more benefits, and we're doing it at like $30 per click. We're doing performance-based SEO. So rather than charging you thousands and thousands of dollars from day one with the hope of getting you on the first page, we charge a setup fee and then don't charge you a penny until we successfully get you on that first page. So it's just doing some really interesting things to help businesses grow and flourish out there.
No, I love it. A couple of things I want to say. Regarding the pixel that you have, it doesn't matter if they take action. Do you enrich that data, like first name, last name, phone number, email?
We're getting everything. We're getting first name, last name, email, phone number, in many cases, what business they work for, what their income or net worth might be, how many employees that business has, their address and where they live, all sorts of contact information that's vital to finding out who your next customer is going to be. So, and the beauty of it is, companies are spending thousands of dollars a month to bring traffic to their website, but statistically, 96% of them will never do anything. They'll go to your website. Google Analytics will tell you that they're there, but they're gone. So you've spent all of this money getting them there, and you're losing 96% of it. And in fact, it may even be higher than that, I think, in most cases. But now we can increase your leads by thousands of people a month, engage with them, build an automation, and now put yourself top of mind. They may not do business with you right away, but as long as you're engaging, providing value, then you may be the first company they turn to when they're ready to do business with your niche. And it's a simple thing to do. We charge $500 a month for this pixel right now for unlimited leads, which is unheard of. It's kind of like that insurance policy on your investment for driving traffic. And now you've got thousands of new people that you're able to engage with on a regular basis. And shoot, if one turns into a client, what is that worth to you? If 100 turn into a client, what's that worth to you? So it just, to me, it's vital to any company that's serious about doing marketing.
Absolutely. We actually have a very similar process internally. We have a pixel on our website. Sometimes the data that does come back isn't one, and I'm not saying that sometimes it isn't 100% accurate, and that's life, right? That's what is 100% accurate. Long story short, we have an internal process that enriches that data, verifies first name, last name, phone number, email. It sends them like a sample email just to see if the domain actually goes through. If the domain comes back as verified, then we start the cold email process on that website visitor. But here's the thing, like getting back to what you said, they were just a visitor. They didn't take any action at all. They just checked out the website. And now they're in our ecosystem. We're following up with them. We have the potential to turn them into a client. And the fact that you have unlimited leads for only $500 is phenomenal. Typically, people charge a tiered system, and you have a completely different approach. So kudos to you.
And we may change that at some point in time, but particularly if we're dealing with companies that have, 100,000, a million people coming to their site on a monthly basis, $500 is kind of silly to do it. But my idea with marketing is to be able to offer what we're doing to the masses, rather than charging companies some ridiculous amount of money for each and everything. I want to get it out there and let many companies be able to do what they need to do to be successful. So that's kind of the tack that we take with this. And again, we're unique, but it's not just the pixel, it's integrating it with automation and then having AI do much of the follow up and proactive correspondence with these people and get them to the point where they're interested in either having a meeting or they're buying your product or whatever it may be. You can do it for, in some cases, less than what one part-time employee costs you. And they do it better. AI will do it better than most employees will, particularly a part-time or a low-income employee. It'll do it significantly better, and it will do it all automated, 24/7. Doesn't take a break.
No, exactly. You brought up reducing cost per click for attorneys as the example for like a tenth of the cost. What exactly is, well, how does
Search,
that work?
Searchbox is to me is one of the most extraordinary programs out there. In fact, I believe we are the only company in the world that is able to do this. Have not found any other company that is able to do this. But think about, everyone knows what the autocomplete is. When you start typing in a search in Google, it gives you a listing of maybe 10 options. That's the autocomplete box. Businesses do not show up in that autocomplete box unless the search matches significantly the name of the business. So if you're putting in best personal injury attorney Miami, for argument's sake, you're not going to find a business in there. It's just going to give you different options. We actually, and we've been doing this for about 7 or 8 years, we're actually able to put a business linked to that search term. So it's that's why we call it search box exclusive. It's exclusive to one company. So think about billboards. I mean, most billboards these days are filled by law firms. At least here in Atlanta, every major law firm is on billboards all over the place. When you're dealing with a billboard, probably 99% of the people that go past that billboard have zero interest in that niche at that moment in time. They're driving 70 miles an hour down the interstate. They see your billboard. They don't have time to get your phone number, probably even your name. They just happen to see it. And hopefully the branding effect, brings them back to you if they ever need a personal injury attorney. But how about if we could show you to 100% of the people searching for your niche? So if somebody puts in best personal injury attorney into a search, they're looking for a personal injury. Your name is going to be seen in that autocomplete box by 100% of the people that are looking for your niche. We don't charge a penny for that. When they click on your name, it goes to a page that is 100% owned by you. It's got your website. It's got all of your citations. There is none of your organic competition on there. Personal injury attorney is probably one of the most competitive fields in the marketplace. They own SEO. I mean, there's 20 Well, on the first page, there's 10, and then you've got the Google ads and you've got the local service ad. You've got all these personal injury attorneys. You're competing against them. With this, when you click on the name in the search box, it's 100% our client. That does not cost the client anything. They can engage in all of those citations like their Better Business Bureau, or with personal injury attorneys, there's a million of those directories that exist there, America's Best Attorney, whatever it may be. They click on those and engage. It's going to go directly to that attorney's page, not just generically to the directory. It's going to go to their page. They can engage all they want with that. Does not cost the client a penny. The only time the client gets charged is if they click on their website, and we can track that. In fact, we have a portal that we built that the client can log into and see those clicks that are coming into their website. And instead of charging $300 like Google is for one click on their ad, where they're in competition with every other law firm, we're charging, in the case, $30 for that click, only if they click on the website itself. And the beauty of it is, the way we handle it is, we make an agreement with the law firm. How many clicks do you want per month? Well, if they were spending $300 per click, and let's just say it's a major law firm, and they wanted 1,000 clicks, they were paying Google $300,000 a month. Let's say they want to save money at this point. We want the same amount of clicks. Now it's only going to be $30,000 a month. But let's say 1 month, there's just not as much engagement, not as many searches. We only get them 800 clicks. They're only charged for those 800 clicks. But the next month, I guess accidents go up or whatever, a lot more searches. We get them 2,000 clicks per month. They're only getting charged for 1,000, the agreed upon amount of clicks. So they're getting 1,000 extra clicks for free. Whereas Google would have charged them an extra 300,000, assuming that was in their budget and so forth. So it is an amazing, amazing program. We can do it for any type of business out there, not just attorneys. And they're saving, 50 to 90% of what Google is, with a lot more benefits that go along with it.
How are you managed to do that? That is so impressive.
It's it's part of our secret sauce, but we developed this, again, it's been 7 years, and we start the process by basically having a conversation about that business with millions and millions of people out there, and that starts the process. But we have, I think it's 38 touch points, kind of like SEO. If you want to compare it, it's completely different animal. But we have 38 touch points that we do every single month to get you on there. And we have 38 touch points to keep you there. But the beauty of it is it's exclusive to one company. So whoever wants best personal injury attorney for that city, it's theirs for as long as they want it. And the beauty of it is it's exclusive. So, if that's something of interest, the sooner you get involved. Now, there's a million search terms for any one niche or for any one business, but there's those key search terms that are, huge. And we can do this both locally and nationally. So, if there's a bank out there that wants to have best credit card, best checking account, whatever it may be, they can own that marketplace and have their name in that autocomplete box. Again, how powerful is that?
No, exactly. I'm just toying with the idea of how we can utilize that internally. I do have a follow-up question on that. So I'm a prospect or potential person interested in a personal injury attorney in Atlanta. I look it up right on Google. Now, am I seeing the company's name that you're affiliated with, or am I only seeing the search term, what I'm typing?
When you type it in, it's going to have the company's name in that autocomplete box.
Because there's 10 things I could select in the autocomplete.
Right. And the company name will be one of those. If they don't click on that company name, it's not going to that page. When they click on the company name, but the cool thing about it is it comes across as if Google is recommending them as the best option for them. So, we have statistics on how many people click through. 100% of the people searching are not going to click on your name. But think about if you've ever dealt with marketing on a sign on a billboard. It's thousands of dollars per month to be on a billboard, and in some cases, tens of thousands a
Yeah.
month to be on a billboard. In this case, this is your personal billboard. You're at least being seen by 100% of the people in your niche, and every time they click on it, no matter where in the country they are putting in that search term, they're going to see your business name. So again, what is that worth? It's probably worth, well, I guarantee it's worth more than what you're spending on, all of the clicks that you're doing. But again, you get all those other benefits that come along with it, and we're getting rid of your organic competition along the way. So it's an amazing program, and again, it's for really any niche out there.
Right, right. Let's pivot to what we decided to talk about earlier, if you don't mind. I don't think business owners know this exists. I didn't know it exists. So there's a lot of people out there that are like me. You know what I mean? So please explain to us the 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 new findings that can help a ton of business owners out there.
Yeah, we are, and we've actually been doing this program for 10 years. But one of the things that we're doing a lot with is recapturing money that businesses are losing out there. It's a great way to put money back into their pocket. Probably most businesses, know that there are tax incentives and tax benefits out there. I give you an example. Everybody in the U.S. knows ERC or ERTC, whatever they want to go by, the Employee Retention Tax Credit. Almost every business in America qualified for it a couple of years ago. It's not really, it's kind of regarding COVID, it's sort of ended at this point in time. Some businesses are still waiting for money, but it was a tax benefit from the U.S. government. What most people realize is, what most people think is that was a COVID program. That had nothing to do with being a COVID program. That was a tax. That was a statute in the tax code that's been around for decades. The only thing is, it just happened to be that the U.S. government, basically closed down America, and every company qualified for it. But if you had been in a hurricane and your business was destroyed and you continued to pay your employees and keep them on board, you were entitled to ERTC. Most people have no idea that that's the case. I'm one of those people that had no idea. I've never, in 40 years of doing business, I've never come across somebody that actually got money from ERTC other than the COVID program. There are 1,100 tax incentives that are out there. So we have been working with one in particular. And the reason why is we are able to easily recapture anywhere between $500 and $1,000 per employee per year into a business's pocket. They have no idea it exists. And every company out there is entitled to this. For us to work with you, that you've got to have a minimum of 15 employees. But basically what I'm doing is going to every business that I talk to and let them know, hey, you know what? You already qualify for a tax benefit of $500 to $1,000 per month. You've missed the last 10 years. So let's just say it's 1,000 employees and they're entitled to $1 million a year through this tax incentive. I let them know you've already missed out on $10 million over the last 10 years. You already qualify for it. There's zero out-of-pocket costs for the employer. Even the employees benefit from this program. There's zero out-of-pocket costs for them as well. Let's not miss out on the next 10 years, which is another $10 million. And then we just put them through get them on a 30-minute Zoom, go over the program from start to finish. And 96% of every company that we talk to implements this program. I've been in business for 40 years. I tell my friends, that I call them, I'm a peddler. I'm a salesperson. I'm a marketing guy. I've been doing it since I was 10 years old, actually. But I've been in business for 40 years. I've never seen a program like this where we can literally give businesses free money. zero out-of-pocket costs on their part. And this is annual money. This is every single year, and they already qualify for it. So, as a marketing person, it may open the doors to your services. So, whatever businesses are listening to this, perhaps you have services that you're out there selling other businesses to. You can share, implement this with your company, put some cash into your pocket. But you can also implement it with your clients and say, hey, Mr. Client, here's a way to recapture $50,000, $100,000, $1 million, whatever it may be. Our services are only $50,000. We're going to put $100,000 in your pocket. Guess what? We just netted you an extra $50,000. It's not going to cost you anything. You think you're going to be a hero there? We work with school districts. In fact, I just set up a meeting this morning with a school district. We'll put $2 million. It's a small school district. We'll put $2 million a year in that school district's pocket, completely free of charge. Plus, we're going to benefit the employees along the way. You tell me a school district in America that couldn't use an extra $2 million. We've got a municipality that we're working with right now that over the next 10 years will put $50 million in their pocket. They had no idea this existed. Again, think of municipalities. What are they all talking about? It's all money. And for that city manager to be able to go to their next commission meeting and say, you know what? Hey, we are now putting an extra $50 million in our pocket over the next 10 years, because they don't look at what the next year is. They look at what the next 10 years is, 20 years. And it's not costing a bit of our assets, our time, our energy, our compliance, any of that. There's no filing with the government. There's no waiting for a check to come back. As soon as the program is implemented, they start recapturing that money in their pocket immediately. So it works with any kind of niche. We just brought on a union as well. The union has been an amazing referral source, because think about what unions, they're dealing directly with private companies, municipalities, school districts, or whatever. They were so excited, not only for how it benefited their employees, but for the money coming back in their pocket. But their first question is, can we get this out to the companies that we are working with and negotiating with whether it's every year, every couple of years, because we want to be able to put money back into their pocket as well. And, what does that do for the negotiations? Put an extra $1 million in a company's pocket before negotiating for, whatever the costs and healthcare and all the other things that unions work with. So it benefits the union. It benefits also the organizations that they work with. So it truly is an amazing program, and we are focusing an enormous amount of time on helping businesses all over America. And again, if you've got 15 plus employees, you already qualify.
No, thank you so much for all the nuggets that you just dropped. Like you said, businesses don't know that this existed or that this exists. How, out of curiosity, how did you stumble upon this?
Actually, it was through a guy that I've been working with for a number of years, and he's like, "Hey, we need to put this into your company," and I'm like, what is this? Because I wasn't aware of it. Just like I really wasn't aware of ERTC until the whole COVID thing went down. But as soon as I looked at it, not only was it beneficial for what we were doing, I'm like, we need to get this out to every company in America, because it's something they already qualify for. It is a benefit to all of us to do this. And, the idea of helping businesses and to be able to give them free money, not having to sell them something, let's open up a door with giving. And what a better way to give than a program like this. So that's
Absolutely.
where we've been doing it for 10 years. And in fact, right now we are recapturing over $1 billion a year for our clients. We've got over 1.5 million employees that are part of this program, the size of the companies that we've got. And we will probably double that just in the next 6 months with what we're working on now. So it's been around. We've got the track record. And the cool thing about it is we actually, this is a tax incentive. So obviously the government, just like ERTC, can go back and say, okay, did you do it properly and so forth. They can do audits on your business anytime you want. We contractually hold that business 100% harmless. If they ever got audited, we will defend it with our assets and our people. And if there was ever a judgment, we will actually pay that judgment. And the reason why we can do this is because it will never happen. Because we had an entire team of lawyers that put this program together to make sure that it complies. Because there are lots of tax incentives out there that companies are trying to take advantage of that are not doing it where they are complying, and they are having problems with it. ERTC companies are getting audited all the time because they didn't handle it properly. If you are familiar with that at all, there were companies popping up left and right. There are probably 1,000 of them out there saying, "Hey, let's recapture your TC money." Not all of them were bad, but some of them were not doing it and handling it properly, and companies got audited and had a problem with it. We contractually, with no limitation, hold every one of our clients harmless. And the reason why is because we will never have to worry about having a problem with that. But it's a great thing to be able to tell a client, you've got no downside. You've got a zero out-of-pocket cost, and legally you are taken care of. I hate the term no-brainer. I really do. But if there was ever a no-brainer in business, this is it. And we're doing so much of this. And honestly, some of our biggest clients are turning into our biggest referral sources because they're so excited about it. They want to be able to help their contacts. So they are getting it out to everybody that they know. And we've got some large organizations that are getting it out to their clients as a way to basically help cover the expense of their, what they're paying this large company. So
Right.
it's just a win-win-win. And it's just a lot of fun. So I'm in 40 years, I've never been more excited about a program than what we're doing here.
No, absolutely. And again, thank you. The name of the podcast is called High Ticket Systems. So do you mind if I ask you the system that you have in place when it comes to either generating business for the marketing side or even the tax incentive side of things?
As far as the automation system, we've developed our own CRM system called Booster Pipeline. So all the automations are built through there. We're using our own services to drive traffic on everything that we're doing. One of the other things that we're doing that, honest to God, I don't see anybody else out there doing, we've developed a technology where we're building these media sites. And what the media site is a way to aggregate information. People aren't going to the news anymore. They're not, the Foxes and CNNs of the world. People aren't going there. They're going to influencers. They're going to a concept of media sites where it's, aggregating information. So we're building these media sites where we're able to bring in through RSS feeds and YouTube channels content that's already out there, but we've developed our own technology where we create these AI reporters, and we can train these AI reporters to write articles in a certain way. So if it's technology, it's a technology focused reporter. If it's sports, because every reporter, writes differently. But the beauty of it is that, through this content, we SEO optimize the whole technology kind of is automated. It SEO optimizes it, and it's putting it onto these media sites. And we're doing by niches. So, whether it's sports, we might have a sports site. If it's when the tax incentive or business, tax incentive, it may be a business site. But it's just aggregating information that people are finding, reading, and there's a call to action on every single article. And, our program or our client's program is the solution to every article on there. And we are driving from day one, anywhere on the low side from 1,000 to 2,000 hits a month. On the high side, maybe 15,000 hits a month with zero advertising from day one. And we're putting in, anywhere between 150 and let's say 300 articles per month. It's like a blog on steroids, but it's so much more than that. So we're driving traffic on these media sites and getting free organic traffic. We're putting our Boost Your Leads pixel on there. So we're picking up all that traffic that's coming there. We're engaging, but it's just about providing value. So, Booster Pipeline is our kind of automation system. We've got our AI bots and AI phone agents through there. And AI phone agents are a godsend in my opinion. We have them answering the phone. We do outbound calls as long as it's, somebody's opted in. You can't be, calling somebody that's, you can do it with businesses. You can't do it with individuals. But, as long as you're doing things properly or whatever, we're touching them with emails, with text messages, having AI call. We're even doing the original bots through Facebook because we can do certain things there that, that text messages can't. So we're touching people on different levels and just providing value and letting them know how we can help their business grow.
I love it. I really do, Rob. I really love it, man. Let's see, 40 years in business. You got three major services, tax incentives, the marketing automations. You built your own CRM, but it's pretty badass.
And I will put it against anything that's out on the marketplace. And the cool thing is we have 24/7 live customer service, which most, platforms don't have. And it's at a fraction of the cost of everything else in the business. So, if one thing, well, two things, get our information. If you're a business, let's talk to you about the tax incentive. Let's put money in your pocket first. Then we can talk about how we can grow your business, because you may be able to do it for a whole lot less than what you're getting on the tax incentive. But if you get one thing on here, it's, most companies, when they're doing marketing, they're piecemealing it. Well, I'm doing my Google ads, or I'm doing my local service ads. And, we're not engaging with them. We're not following up with them. It's coming in, and hopefully we're selling them right away. If we don't, they typically go in this black hole. We're not looking at this big picture. And what we've developed over the last couple of years is marketing is really holistic view of it. It's not all in the little details all the time. It's about a complete picture of how to do it. And let's do it at an affordable rate. Let's not charge you, tens of thousands of dollars a month, because you don't need to spend that. I mean, if you're a large company, a different story, but you're small, medium-sized company, you can do marketing and much more effectively for a very cost-effective way. But automation is probably the key to everything. I mean, let's start by building the foundation, because 90% of the businesses out there don't have a foundation. They could spend $100,000 a month and on their marketing and may not be as effective as they could be, because they haven't built the foundation to be able to automate and follow up and just keep going with these people, to make sure they turn from prospects to clients, and they waste all of that marketing money. Let's build that foundation, which costs you next to nothing and takes away 90% of the effort and time out there, at a fraction of the cost.
Rob, that being said, where can they find you if they wanted to explore further?
You can reach me on my email at rherget, Herget, at boosturbusiness.com. That's boosturbusiness.com, but it's UR, not YOUR. You can go to our website, which is boosturbusiness.com. And again, that's boosturbusiness.com. Our phone number's on there as well. We would love to talk to you, but let's start by putting some money in your pocket. I love by giving first, and in 40 years, I've never found a program that I can give back as much as I can with this tax incentive program.
Absolutely. Thanks again so much for hopping on, my friend. It was, again, thank you for sharing that message. I feel like people needed to know.
Jordan, I appreciate your inviting me on here, and I'm glad we could share it with them, and whatever we can do to help and help you all, and hopefully maybe we can do this again.
Absolutely. Yeah. Audience, talk to y'all soon.